Metrodome.
Bob Kurtz, Mike Gallaway back here inside the Metrodome. You're looking at Samson, driven by Don Maples as we get ready for the monster truck competition.
1985 Chevrolet, 19,000 pounds, and he's up against the Duraliner giant, Kevin Dabney out of Tampa, Florida. Of course, Don Maples out of Huntsville, Alabama. This should be great. An 86 Ford against an 85 Chevrolet.
It's a straight shot. 2 sets of 3 cars.
2 sets of 3 over the cars and then over another set of hills, and it's going to be great. Kevin Dabney, the Duraliner giant, weighs 20,000. It's close. It's close. Dabney's in the lead. The Duraliner giant's in the lead. Maples is going to have to come from behind. Maples is going to have to come from behind, and I don't think he's going to make it.
No, he's not. It's the Duraliner giant. That's the winner.
Kevin Dabney. The Duraliner giant takes first round of monster truck competition.
Well, they came roaring out of the starting gate at a very quick race. And Kevin Dabney and the Duraliner giant out of Tampa, Florida is the winner.
You know, Bob, that's got to be considered an upset here tonight because Don Maples was picked to be a winner, but if you look down as they pull back from the Duraliner giant, there is some telltale signs that he may have broke something on the pass because it looks like he's got a trail of fluid falling out behind the Duraliner giant. And that may very well be transmission fluid.
Take another look at the race.
Well, it's heads up right there. Ken Donay drops the green flag and runs for the hills. Kevin Dabney covered him right out of the hole. He's first on the card. Samson is flying high. Kevin keeping it down on the ground and just getting after it all he can. Don Maples running into a little bit of problems, and right there you see Samson clearing the last set of cars, but it's too late as the Duraliner giant has taken on first round of competition tonight in the monster truck races.
We continue now with our monster trucks. This is the Monster Bet going against the Copenhagen Skull Crusher.
The Skull Crusher is here to win one tonight, and they're going to try their best. Jim Reese, the builder of the truck, is driving, and he is all over the track and all over the cars. He's got the Monster Bet covered by about 4 lengths, and he wins it and goes home in style. What a race.
So the Skull Crusher, the winner, will advance to the second round. Wild Stang, Cliff Starbird at the controls, going against Frankenstein.
Supercharged motor against an alcohol motor. Watch out, Cliff Starbird's got the Mustang working. Off to the side, he's got to come around. We'll wait on an official judgment on that. But I believe Cliff Starbird Mustang is #1 in this race tonight. Cliff told me earlier that he had broke a valve and he's only running on 7 cylinders in the Wild Stang Mustang.
Cliff's got both trucks, right?
Cliff does own both trucks. Right here, flag drops and Cliff is out on top. He runs a supercharged motor in the Mustang. He's out to win this round. He wants to advance. He owns both the vehicles. The Mustang's the new one. He flies over the first set of cars, lines it up, and tries to bring it around in time to catch that second set, but drifts off a little bit to the right, flying hard and land hard. But he's right on top of it, never letting out, and he's shooting for the finish line. And that's going to put Cliff into the #1 spot. He told me earlier that he had a valve down, so he's only running on 7 cylinders in that supercharged Mustang convertible.
Well, we've got Bigfoot going against Samson. Bigfoot, owned by Bob Chandler, driven by Jim Kramer, and Don Maples back in Samson.
Don Maples, a supercharged 454 Chevrolet, and he's going up against Bigfoot, the supercharged 640 cubic inch Ford motor. Heads up and hammer down. This is the race of the year right this minute as Bigfoot takes on Samson, and it's all Bigfoot tonight. Don Maples having problems. He can't even get close, but a beautiful job. Jim Kramer takes home another win for Bigfoot.
Big win for Bigfoot.
One thing about Jim Kramer, he is wasting no time. When the green flag drops, he is just crawling all over it. He almost jumped completely over the first set of cars, the first 3 cars. He cleared them almost completely. He's on top of that second set of cars, and Bigfoot is here to take home another championship. And look at the lead that he has over Samson. Don Maple's doing a great job as he's putting the truck through its paces, but it just wasn't there tonight to capture this race.
Here's our second heat now in the monster truck competition. There's Bigfoot, a big winner in the first heat. And he'll be going against the Copenhagen Skull Crusher. This should be a dandy.
Oh, this should be great. Jim Reese driving the Copenhagen Skull Crusher. He's the builder of it. Jim Kramer, the driver of Bigfoot, probably none better. This is a race that has been brewing for quite some time. Not too many weeks ago, the Copenhagen Skull Crusher was racing Bigfoot. They went up over some cars. They crashed the front end out from under the truck, hauled it back to California, repaired it, brought it back this weekend to do one thing. They want to run the Bigfoot truck, and they want to win.
Here we go for the championship, Bigfoot and the Skull Crusher.
This is a race that's been brewing. These guys have been up against each other several times before, and it is always a real close race. We're just going to have to wait and see. Any one of them could win this race. It is all hands up.
Bigfoot got the break out of the starting gate.
Look at the Skull Crusher. He's coming back. Skull Crusher is going to go for it. They're all over the track. Can he do it?
What a race.
Home a win.
Bigfoot got the break out of the starting gate. Skull Crusher appeared to catch up, and what a finish.
I'll tell you what, Bob, I believe they spent as much time in the air that time around as they did going over cars. Watch the flagman as he runs out of the way. Bigfoot jumps on it right out of the hole. Both the guys come off with all 4 wheels just bouncing. Look at this. All over the cars, they're flying high. The Skull Crusher makes up a lot of ground right here as he jumps the cars, lands very hard, and look at this. Before it ever lands, he's on top of the other set of cars. But there's where Bigfoot gathers the ground. Bigfoot bouncing. He gathers it under control. Jim Kramer doing a super job. He knows there's about 50 foot to the finish line. He hammers that big rock forward and takes home another victory for Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is still the champion.
The reigning king of monster trucks, Bigfoot.
The Ford Budweiser United States Hot Rod Association Motorsports Extravaganza. Brought to you by Budweiser, the genuine article. Beats would age for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you. This program is a presentation of Bud Sports through the facilities of ESPN.